Hello. I look absolutely dreadful, but I'm going to carry on regardless. Sorry about the confusion with the scheduled live stream and the impromptu one, but again, I'm just not getting to grips with YouTube. So do bear with me. I'm going to go back into my own YouTube channel and delete the scheduled one. Bear with me. Get rid of that. Or maybe go back into it and then tell everyone I have started another one. Ah, brilliant. Our people are turning up. Super. And go back into the YouTube and get rid of the one that I painstakingly scheduled in the hope that it would be different this time. And it wasn't different, but mainly because I was so disorganized. Get rid of that, please. No, I don't want that one anymore. Bear with me, everyone. Let me just go back into my YouTube settings. I hope you're well. Beating the tech. I'm not beating the tech. I'm drowning in the tech. Hopefully you can all hear me. Felix made a pointed yet fully justified remark about the visuals of my live stream as opposed to the recorded video that I did in front of this bookcase. Visuals are less important than volume, so hopefully you can hear me. Let's get a closer look at my double chin there and the fact that I haven't shaved. Making a lot of adventures. Thank you, Judy. That makes me feel a lot better because I didn't mean to make it so adventurous. And I want to get rid of the one that I'd scheduled because it's annoying me. Bear with me. Right, let's see if I can delete the one that I scheduled. Delete forever. Death. Delete forever. Gone. Okay, so hopefully no one can accidentally venture into the scheduled live stream. 12 people here, that's incredible. Can you tell me whether you are here just randomly or whether you made a point of being here because I had tried to schedule a live stream? I'm just interested. It's not a mandatory question. You don't have to answer it. Hi, Sienna. Hi, John. Lee, Juju, Autistic Tech. Hello again. Yeah, just be good. Well, just interested because I scheduled this in just over 3 hours ago, trying to be organised, and then typically I was running around like a mad person 2 minutes before I was due to log on, and yeah, it wasn't working the way I wanted it to. Loud and clear, cool. I think the picture's okay. Reflection on my glasses. You see the wine stains in my mouth because yeah, already started. Sorry about that. Confession. Cool. Thank you, Lee. That's really reassuring, believe it or not. Cheers. Yeah. So, how are you? No pressure. Oh, sorry, I've got to be entertaining. Yeah, well, like I said in the scheduled version preamble, and I think I've just copied and pasted the preamble. I've been stuck in front of a computer all day for my day job, and this is really indulgent relief from the day job. And I did think twice about doing this. I thought, well, people have got lives, but then if you don't want to be here, then you can be elsewhere. You can do your own thing. So I just thought it'd be a bit of a blowout, a bit of a relief, a way to end the day nicely because I've had quite a mundane yet stressful day. And also another factor in my decision making is the fact that my family are out. And so it's quite unusual. The house is so quiet. So I thought, you know what? Instead of editing my next YouTube video, um, so spoiler, um, I'm gonna hopefully post another video, a hyper edited video on the theme of are we all a little bit autistic? I just couldn't be bothered to sit down and do that. I just thought it'd be far easier to do a live stream and just waffle nonsense and say hello. And here you are, 13 people, incredible. Not that it matters about the numbers. Um, so yeah, so we've got Juju, Autistic Tech Lee, Laura Havoc, hello, Sienna, the regulars. It's like going down the pub. Or I was thinking about this after my last live stream, whether people in the States and Canada and across the world, whether you say going down the pub, or is it going to the bar? But going to the bar is like being a lawyer, isn't it? What do you do? What's the sort of euphemism for? I was going to say letting your hair down. That's another idiom. We can do idioms. We can do non-literal speech. It's true. Autistic people can do it. So what is the expression that you use where you are when you want to relax after a very hard day? I'm interested. Put it in the chat. Laura Havoc doing Blair. Hope you're okay. Yeah, I'm okay. I've got a deadline to meet tomorrow. It's one that I hope to a project I hope to just wrap up today, but there's only so many things that are within your control, and I've been working flat out, and I just can't magic information and commands out of thin air. So I feel like I've earned my money today. I hope you're well. Ricketix here, superb. I was actually looking for something else on YouTube, and suddenly there you were. I'm a pest. I'm a flea on the back of a cat. I am just hovering around, waiting to pounce, needy for blood and attention. No want your blood, just want your attention. Yeah, Sienna, I had something interesting happen this weekend. I shared my experiences about using music and music therapy as a way of healing my trauma, and someone replied that music is a crutch, just like drugs. Yes, Sienna, I saw your I didn't comment, I just liked it on Instagram. You did a music therapy session, and I wasn't sure what to say because I suppose I'm saying it now. It just looks so heavenly and peaceful and just wonderful. Yeah, maybe I should have just said that, but I'm saying it now. Um, I don't think I've even seen music therapy in action before or a recording. I used to be a support worker for adults with learning disabilities 20 years ago, literally 20 years ago. So a long time before I knew that I am myself autistic. And I think it's actually good that I'm mentioning this because this RFK Jr. thing's still swilling around, and people are talking about profound autism. The people that I was supporting, that I was paid to support, like working 60 hours a week, minimum wage, they weren't in 2005, they weren't referred to as being profoundly autistic or severely autistic. They were referred to as autistic people with learning disabilities, which is what they were. Um, and the initial point I wanted to make is that I think one of the residents had music therapy sessions, but I can't remember observing one of them. But from what I can gather, she really enjoyed it and it was really helpful to her. So, yeah, Sienna, thank you for sharing your music therapy session through Instagram. You might have shared it on your YouTube. Sorry, I've not seen. But yeah, it looked amazing. Um, Juju, we have the Netherlands Easter Monday, so my whole week is mixed up. Yeah, normally I'd be grateful for the long weekend, like Good Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Easter Monday. But it's actually a pain for me because I've got this deadline to meet and just made it right. I've got to submit a piece of work tomorrow morning and it's just way too close to the line, but it'll be done. Touch wood. I'm not superstitious, but I do the touch wood thing. 'Cause I'm logical. I'm autistic. I'm not superstitious. I need logic. But I do the touch wood thing, so I'm a hypocrite as well. Um, okay, who are the wise guys that have lives? Um, yeah, I'm not wise. I'm a guy though. Um, I don't know. Who's got lives? We've all got lives. We're living. Might have been too literal again as an autistic person. Lee, you sort of disclosed to a family member, disclosed your autistic truth to a family member. If so, yay, nice one. Um, my pleasure, Juju. Thanks for going live now. Yeah, I thought I'd be sort of semi-organized by scheduling this in with 3 hours notice. Still indulgent though, but you're here and you can choose not to be. So, it's I'm not forcing anyone to be here. I just switch the computer on. If no one's here, then go and edit that YouTube video or do more important things. But what could be more important than uploading an autism YouTube video? Nothing. Hi, Helen. Good to see you again. I see your name. I let my hair down once, haven't seen it since. Nice. I will probably pinch that and probably share it with my daughter because she's like the test case for my bad jokes. Um, the eye rolls are so heavy. The right goes into the left, the left goes into the right. It's like, Dad, it's what I live for. The eye rolls of my daughter. Uh, Dieselot, hello. I don't think we've met before. A lawyer during battle debating the Geneva Convention. I think I've missed some context there. Sorry. Oh, John Adams. Blissful. Sorry, I've just seen you because I've scrolled up. I saw the notification as well. They've been a bit like a detuned radio. Yeah, I am a detuned radio doing this. So I've no idea, well, little idea what I'm doing with YouTube, despite starting to make YouTube videos in November 2023, and I'm still using the I don't know what I'm doing excuse. But I really am still figuring it out. So maybe sharing this will give you more confidence because I still don't know what I'm doing. But um, yeah, this is my community, and we're all people who want to connect. So I just see if people turn up, then great, and hopefully some of what I'm spouting out is either informative and or either informative or is entertaining or is both? Um, let's carry on then. Helen, being in England, it's down the pub for me. Don't go often though. I don't. I live 3 doors down from a pub, and because of the longer evenings, of course, people are more inclined to go to the pub. And I literally overhear conversations from the pub from where I am now. It's quite nice. But I've been in the pub, lived in this house for 10 years, 11 years almost, and I think I've been in the pub 8 times. So yeah, tell me you're autistic without telling me you're autistic. Yeah, I know. I do like pubs really. Just don't like having conversations in pubs because people can't hear me. I can't process quickly enough, and if it's not a subject that I'm interested in, then I'm more likely just to stay quiet, and then people think I'm being aloof and disinterested, and then they don't want to invite me out anymore. So I'll just stay indoors with this. And pubs are expensive as well, like £5 a pint. £5 for a pint. Madness. I don't know the Dutch one. Probably getting my feet up again. Sorry, out of context because I am so scatty with the chat. I'm a scat man. Please, someone tell me that you recognise the reference I've just made there. Scat man. Bonus points if you get the year. No googling. No, don't lie. Don't lie to me. Just turn my head out. Yeah, sorry. I don't know the Dutch one, but I've been sparred for years. I haven't been down the pub in ages. Don't miss it either. Yeah, no, I don't miss socialising, but yeah, I've made that point. I like going to the pub, but usually, yeah, uh, somewhere where I can hide in the corner and watch life go by, not like the sort of normal pub experience where you go with a group and are expected to have a conversation and be effortlessly witty and take an interest in people's birthdays and weddings and or upcoming weddings and illnesses, and saying that out loud makes me sound completely heartless. You know I'm not. If you've been here before, I'm not completely heartless. Just the point I'm trying to make is I struggle in a pub, a social environment, noisy environment. I struggle to latch on and show the correct level of empathy, and you know it. If you're autistic, you know what I'm talking about. It's all there, but the face and the monotone don't communicate it. So I go switch on a laptop. I don't have to deal with the dynamics of noise and smells and facial expressions being misinterpreted and etc. etc. So here's my comfort zone. I'm at home, loud traffic that way, pub 3 doors down that way. But what do I need to hear? My own dulcet tones while keeping an eye on the chat. So to me, this is socializing. To a lot of people, particularly neurotypical people, they would consider this to be a very odd way of socializing or even not socializing at all. I disagree. So, I've got to catch up already. I'm only 20 minutes in. Crikey. I'm not a flea and a cat. Um, you're a welcome break, not a flea and a cat. Yeah, well, the nature of live streams, I will say things that I will wonder later on why I said, and that'll be one of them. Flea on a cat? What? Um, Lee, I was asked why the TV sound was off, so I explained I didn't like TV and phone sounds. Oh, was a reply, and no challenge. My father-in-law, who I mentioned in my previous video at length, when I shouldn't have mentioned him at length. I should have just got straight into the video. Anyway, my father-in-law, who was napping upstairs, he loves watching the news, and when he comes to the house, this house, he'll watch the news, and I cannot stand it because the news is depressing and just the noise. Ugh. I think the internet's just changed everything, man. Just changed how people socialize in their own in their own homes, how they structure their evenings. Um, when the TV is switched on, I'm always surprised at how intrusive and noisy it is. It's like, ugh. But back in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, it was like, well, that's just a TV. But now, because the TV is so rarely on in this house, because I go on YouTube generally, my son goes on his tablet, my daughter, God knows what she's doing, talking to a boyfriend probably. My wife on her phone. Well, to be fair to my wife, she does actually read books. She reads a book like every 3 days. She's incredible. Um, we each sort of do our own thing, and then we congregate at dinner time and breakfast, at meal times, basically. Um, and went visit to Manchester a couple of weeks ago. So we do spend time together as a family. But when it's downtime, we don't congregate around the TV like 20, 30 years ago. So when the TV is on, I'm like, ugh, don't like it. That's just me. And if you've been here before for a live stream with Autistic Not Alien, you'll know how much I like a good old moan. I think that's the content that you are here for. Scott R's here. Hello, and Laura, lurking again. Sorry if you've lurked and then left because I took so long to get to the chat. I was in support work too over 20 years ago to Adults Learned It. Cool. Yeah, I'm really, really chuffed that I did it now. I honestly, it was not the intention. I was meant to be a teacher and did an English degree, English with Education Studies at Cambridge University, where I met my wife, and she has had one job since she graduated, since we graduated. And I just am absolutely in awe of my wife because not only does she have an actual career, but she's been promoted within that profession, and she's just great at what she does. And she's had one job, one career, and I've been all over the place the last 20 years, 21 years. So my first job after graduating with this posh degree was in a pub, like £5.50 an hour. That's how long ago it was. Price of a pint now. Yeah, 4 months in this really ropey pub. It wasn't that bad, but it wasn't what I should have been doing with my degree. And so I was desperate when I was looking for another job, and then I found this job in the paper. Again, shows you how long ago it was. I was looking in a newspaper for a job. Most people just go and Google these days, and saw this job as a residential support worker, and 8 months just constantly at this care home. It was intense, and yeah, there were fun parts. I mean, I got to go on a residential trip to Wales, and I got to see a part of Wales that I'd never been to before. But a lot of it was quite boring, to be fair. I mean, support work, you just be feeding people, taking them on day trips that you might not want to go on yourself, but the residents do. And yeah, 8 months. But when I look back, I'm glad I did it because I could, you know, understand what support workers or carers have to do. Um, and it's really hard and very badly paid. Um, so yeah, 20 years ago that was. So Helen, nice one. Um, Laura Havoc, I'm diagnosed high support needs, I have autism and learning disabilities, but know now now know that LD is because I have mosaic Down syndrome. Wow, I'm intrigued. If you want to share now, Laura Havoc, great. If not, no worries. But yeah, again, this is one of the brilliant things about doing live streams and just the YouTube thing in general, just finding out about people and well, co-conditions. I don't like the word comorbid. It just sounds horrible. Um, joint conditions, co-occurring conditions, people. You know, just like find out about people. Um, just for a question. So, so is everybody a little bit autistic? Nope. Although if that's all I said in the video, it'd be a very bad video and one that no one would want to watch. So of course I've got to string it out a bit and say a bit more. But the short answer is no. If you want to share your views on the question, is everyone a little bit autistic? Then you know what to do. Put it in the chat. I'm going to catch up in the comments before maybe I come back to that question about whether everyone's a little bit autistic. Hoping to push out a video about this though, Friday, Saturday, if I get my act together. Geez, I kind of exaggerated there, but for me, I was authentic, so in effect, it was a disclosure. Nice one, Lee. If that's what you wanted to do, then great. John again, John Adams. This may why you need a T-shirt that says "Dad jokes." This is how I roll. Sorry, John, I'm about 7 minutes too late on that one, but this is how I roll, and I want that T-shirt. I treated myself to a sweater, jumper, if you're in the UK. And I'm going to type in the name of the band, so you'll furiously go and Google the band after or immediately. Pains of Being Pure at Heart. Yeah, I treated myself to a Pains of Being Pure at Heart jumper, sweater, and yeah, my daughter, I thought she'd be mildly excited by it. Can you say mildly excited? That's an oxymoron, isn't it? Interested in my jumper, sweater, and not bothered because she always has a go at me for wearing black. I'm going to sneeze now. No, I'm not going to sneeze, or am I? And I get criticised for wearing black and navy blue. I'm basically a walking bruise. I know I've said that before. It's not very funny, but it's accurate. And I thought, no, I'm going to buy this Pains of Being Pure at Heart sweater, and it's going to be bright blue and yellow. And just a complete lack of interest in my household. So, John, dad jokes, this is how I roll. That's what I should buy. If it doesn't exist already, I should request that a jumper manufacturer makes me a bespoke jumper with that statement. And of course, the irony would be I reveal the jumper to my family and they all roll their eyes. And I go, I win. and they go, "Would you consider that a victory, Dad? That pun, was it worth it? Was it worth it? Buying a jumper with this is how I roll, just so we can all eye roll. Do you consider that a victory? Does that keep you more interested in sticking around?" The answer is yes, of course. If there's a pun involved, I'm there. Going to the pub versus YouTube live streaming. Diesel. This is I think what they say in the States, this is my jam. This is the answer. Live stream for me over going to the pub. For the reasons I've already mentioned, just because there's no sensory overload here. It's a revelation to me in my early 40s. I'm 43. There's a revelation to me to find out that noise separation difficulty is a thing. It's an autistic trait. I had no idea. Smells and just sight, all the senses. I had no idea that this was related to autism. I just thought that everyone experienced this overwhelm. Apparently not. So for me, going to the pub is less preferable than switching the laptop on and doing a live stream and talking to you guys, my people, my tribe. Each to their own. I'm not saying going down the pub is a bad thing. It's just saying for me, it's more challenging than for most people in this world, I would say, because they don't have that sensory overwhelm and the overanalysis of which word to pick and which pun to inflict on people. Because that's what I want to do when I'm down the pub. I just want to tell dad jokes or talk about music or talk about autism or talk about YouTube or talk about musical autistic YouTube. Does such a thing exist? I took well, a couple of days ago the bank holiday in the UK bank holiday. Well, I don't know if it's universal. Can't be. Tell me if I'm wrong. A couple of days ago we went to a couple of National Trust properties. I hate the word properties. House, castle. Um, Massive houses slash castles in England 2 days ago. Gorgeous day. And we went from one to the other, and my son, undiagnosed autistic son, was looking very sad. And my wife said, "What's wrong?" And he just said, "I'm bored." And she was like clearly, understandably annoyed by this because we've made a special effort to visit these very posh places, spend quite a bit of money visiting them. And I flipped into enhanced autistic mode like a superhero. Not that we're all superheroes, but anyway, you know what I mean. I was like, no, he's just being honest. He's he's genuinely bored. It's not his thing. It's not his special interest. It's not a comment on us as parents, our inability to provide entertainment for our children. It's just that's not his thing, and he's being honest. And I think if I hadn't known that I'm autistic, obviously I wouldn't be talking about it now because I wouldn't be doing an autism YouTube channel. But if I hadn't known that I'm autistic, I would have been like his mum. I would have said, "I'm not having a go at my wife." I completely understand where she was coming from. We had made a big effort to get to these places, and here was our son saying, "I'm bored." I do get it, but from an autistic point of view, it was like, well, yeah, he's it's not his interest, and he's just being honest about how he feels. It's not trying to be offensive. Um, and I sort of stuck up for him a bit, and he did cheer up, I think. Um, Bought him an ice cream or something. That's what you do. That's the key to parenting. Just ice cream, ice cream, ice cream. See, any parental secrets you're in the right place. And yeah, so special interests, and this is why I don't do well in a pub or any social environment really, because if it's not on a subject I'm interested in, I just sort of zone out really. Like, nah, got nothing of value to say, so I won't say anything. Whereas I think most people will feel that they can say something. I'm like, I have nothing to say about this. I will be quiet and think about my next YouTube video or my next live stream and think of meeting Juju and Sienna and Ricketic and Laura Havoc and Lizzie, Creative Autistic, and Autistic Jenny, and lots of other people that I'm going to offend by not mentioning. I'd much rather do that. Um, I recognise the Scatman reference, so I'm way behind. 36 minutes in, I feel like I've just got started. I always say that. Okay, I'm waiting for the big reveal, the Scatman reference, because I'm so far behind on the chat. Helen, we are 1 or 2 minutes walk away from the closest pub, Klaus's pub? Closest pub, only go there for a catch up with family friend. In Lowell's Catman. Yeah, I'm obliged to go to, well, it's not a pub, it's a hotel. Not this weekend, but next weekend for my mum and granddad's joint birthday celebration. I'm dreading it. And I think I've explained why. If they want to talk about YouTube or Scatman, I'm there. Hey, Mum, I know it's your birthday. I know you had me. I know I robbed you of your 20s. She had me quite early. Mum, do you remember Scatman? What the? What? 60th birthday party? What are you talking about Scatman for? Because I'm interested in Scatman. So I don't go out. Unless it's a family do, down a pub, hotel, and, I have to be there. I can't just say, "Oh, I'm not going to your 60th birthday party." Why not? Because I'm thinking about Scatman in my own house. Oh, that's it's honest, but not reasonable, I would say. Rick, sorry, don't know the year for Scatman. 1995, 30 years ago. I remember when it came out. And then he passed away shortly afterwards. What a way to go. Pumping out that pop legend. Pop legend? Pumping out that pop legend? You know what I mean? He is a pop legend, pumping out that pop hit. Arlene's here. She was here about 15 years ago, and I've just realised I'm arriving at a scat reference. Yes, Arlene, and unintentionally related to your post live gig chat when it got very scatological. A word that I only found out the meaning of quite recently. Yes, scat reference. How interesting. Good to see you. And it must be early afternoon where you are. Lee, news has that weird stunted reading out one word at a time cadence through. Yes, it does. That's Western news delivery. I'm saying it's Western to make out that I'm sort of cosmopolitan and I'm empathetic towards the wider world and understand it. I don't watch the news from India or Australia. That's Western world, isn't it? Japan or wherever. I just assume that sort of a Western style delivery of delivering the news. I hope it is different in other countries because it's quite annoying, isn't it? In the UK and the US. I was watching Bill Hicks, you know, that sketch from '92, I think Revelations Tour, about a man, um, on LSD, and he does it as if it's a news item, like, "Today, a man was on LSD," and da 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 da. Check it out. I've got to put it in. The late Bill Hicks. If this is the only thing I achieve through these live streams and through YouTube is to direct people towards fantastic 20th century comedians, then my work is done. So there we are. Well, let's have a look. And he mocks the whole sort of news delivery, that style, that irritating style that we've just spoken about. But his main point is about how hypocritical people are towards drugs, and I agree with that. Modern TV news is not really news. No, it's not. It's distractions, isn't it? Talking about that, how right on is this? Let's open a random page. Okay, so you're a journalist. You've just seen your entire profession bamboozled, as you see it, into a disastrous war in Iraq by a bunch of mendacious fanatics clearly pursuing a hidden agenda. Mic drop. How right on am I? I've not read that book. It's just good background fodder for making out how clever I am, including the kefir. Last minute background change. Because if we need reminding, Palestine should be free. Although not said in such a throwaway, flippant way like I've just said it. You know I mean it if you've watched the previous videos I've made. Let's catch up with the chat. Way behind. But you know, this is the format when you come to an autistic, not alien live stream. I start and then I just go off on one, and then I struggle to keep up with all the wonderful comments. Our TV is mostly used for the Xbox. So I've got an itch. All of us during the day, I have headphones and YouTube on in the background. Yeah, yeah. Our TV is used for, well, computer games and Saturday nights film night. So we make a point as a family to sit down and watch a film, usually through Netflix. What was the last film we watched? Can't remember. It's been rubbish. Oh, it had Mark Ruffalo in it. 2004. Oh, 13 going on 30. Yeah, like I think what was that Jamie Lee Curtis did that sort of body swapping film thing. This is like a variation of their whole adult becomes child, child becomes adult. It was all right. It had Mark Ruffalo in it. I thought he was brilliant. So yeah, use the TV for film night and computer games and Grandad's news. Well, he's not here long. It's got too much stuff. Asian Xbox here. Hello. My TV is mainly for the Xbox and everything. Yep. My wife watches our other TV a lot and allows mainly watching mindless crap. Each to their own. That's all right. Our rabbit shorts are form downs where only a certain percentage of my cells have the additional chromosome. Cool. I'm here to learn. Here to watch this random guy witter nonsense, and the trade-off is I get to learn about you guys and learn about the world and places and conditions and experiences, relatable or not. Diesel first job as a paper boy, then painted Warhammer figures. Guess which one paid more? I'm not sure actually. Um, I'm guessing the Warhammer figures. I was a paper boy um, for a long time. Quite enjoyed it really. Heather Williams, what type of music? Is that a question for me? Sorry if you asked that 4 years ago. Um, if it is for me, then repeat it down the chat and I'll get to it quicker. And we were both working part time at nursing to start with. He was 18, I was 17. We then moved to Bristol and continued my different care roles before so I went to work in an office. Yep, which is where I am now, or the office is sometimes this room. Helen, I love dark colours. I think that was a reference to my hoodies. Yeah, I just it's weird because clearly to have a YouTube channel and to do this, I have to have like quite a big ego. And I do. Um, did a poetry gig last week. I tried to write poems. Um, I made YouTube videos. I'm a counsellor. I used to run fast. I like attention. Um, and yet I want to hide at the same time. Profound. Um, but I think um, it's all about predictability and control. I'm autistic, so I like to plan ahead and I like to know where I stand. And um, YouTube and this is there's a big element of control. I can anticipate the conversation a lot more easily than spoken conversation. Uh, YouTube videos, I'm obviously in control of that. But generally, yeah, just being out and about, and I want to blend in. It's weird, or maybe it's not weird if you're autistic or not. Tell me whether what I'm talking about is just this weird contradiction. Well, I'm just being honest with you as I often am in these live streams. I try to be. I don't try to be. I just am. Just blurt it out and then go, oh God, sake, man. Laura, my first job was your standard retail job. Yeah, my first proper job was at Woolworths Cafe. You remember Woolies if you're in the UK? Doesn't exist anymore. Dominic Hadley, read the name of the live stream. I think it's Scotty saying, hello, computer. Yeah, I put about 3 seconds thought into the title of this live stream because I just wanted to schedule it to make me organised, even though I was, running around trying to get here on time for my own live stream. Bizarre. Lee, I recently bought a t-shirt for my late teens. My wife is not amused. You bought a t-shirt from your late teens? Oh, I see. Right. So it relates to something that you were into in your late teens, right? Yeah, I'm with you on that. Why not? John, what's pain's been your favorite band? Cool. I was looking at how many times I listened to Days of Abandon. Well, shamefully, I'm not familiar with Days of Abandon. I think probably from their second or third album. So I'm really into the first album, and um, they're on a 15-year. Excuse me, they're on a 15-year anniversary tour. They're in the UK later this year. So yeah, I say I'm a fan, but the first album, I've not really ventured beyond that. Days of Abandon, I'll have to check it out. Scott, lived near a pub for a few months, very dangerous for my pocketbook and my liver. Yeah, I mean, I've resisted the temptation to go into the pub, cost and lack of control of the external environment. And it's a small pub, but even so, it's like just easier to stay at home and have a drink at home and do a live stream. Yeah. Jim Rover, hello. Um, Lunch live stream. Pubs make the odds in the Star Wars cantina or the receding trout closing time sets in. Cool. Heather's not been to a pub in many years. Yeah, I can understand why that might be the case. Um, Heather's here, authentically me, ADHD. Go and see Heather's channel. She's probably been and gone because I've been wittering on. I don't mean to go to some of the National Trust places during the Easter holidays. I pay family membership as it includes free parking in the local area too. Yeah, we had a bit of a battle over the whole pricing situation. I'll take my glasses off. I'll tell you what, I'm going to switch the light on. It's getting dark. Crikey. I tell you what, I will not, because my light has just turned into a Halloween flickering light that doesn't want to work. Um, but you can see my beautiful blue eyes, so that makes a difference, doesn't it? Um, yeah, we had a battle when we went from one National Trust place to the other, and at the second National Trust place, we realised that we could spend a relatively small amount on an annual membership for the kids, but we'd already spent three-quarters of that annual membership at one National Trust place. And my wife dealt with it in her stride. Autistic me was like, I can't deal with this. I'm gonna stand 200 meters away and spend a ridiculous amount of time analyzing